Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by
Hello,
little,
thanks for dropping by. I do appreciate it. Today we're going to be doing an update on the eye exercise of Exercise Along With Me Series 5. Now, as you know, these exercises are to be done as part of a full face routine. You cannot just do one exercise because if you do, you will cause more problems. And I always let people know so that they understand that when I do the videos and show how to do the exercise, that all of the exercises that I do are part of a series. And they're in the playlist, all listed in the playlist as part of a series. And that's why we have series 1 to 6, because there are all sorts of exercises within those series, because you need to be doing a full face routine. Also, when I do the updates, the exercise is the same. It's just some more tips for you to dive deeper into how to do them more successfully. Now, this is an excellent exercise, and I actually learned how to do this exercise many years ago, and I was able then to incorporate it into Series 5. And I really do love this exercise because it's, number one, a very strong exercise, and number two, it's very effective. And following on from the forehead exercise in Series 5, in the last video that we did, it really does still work around these areas on a lower level. So for the forehead exercise in Series 5, you're working on this area. With this exercise, you're working more on the middle part and the lower part of the eye muscle. And that's what I love about face aerobics. We can isolate very different areas of one muscle to get an effect and a movement from that same muscle in another area. So it's really quite exciting. And the other thing about this exercise is placement, and sequence of placement is very important. I do have a video here about the sequence that you place your fingers into, because it really does make a difference. Because if you're trying it other ways and you're finding that you're fumbling a bit, it's because the sequence that you're doing the placement with your fingers is not in the correct sequence. So have a look at this one after the video, have a look at that, and then we'll give you an understanding of why you need to use correct sequence of your placement of your fingers. What you do is you use the knuckle, you place it right in the corners of the crow's feet, where the crow's feet are, the corners of the eye. You then curl your forefinger or your index finger across the bone, the brow bone. Now, where your fingers are placed, you can place them just in line with your thumb. It doesn't matter, that's just for stability. Then, using the press and plant technique, you press firmly into the corners of the eyes. Now, this exercise will not work if you're not pressing firmly into the corners of the eyes, because you want it to really hold back those crow's feet when you're squeezing your eyes. So you have to put them firmly in there. If they're sitting up or out, you're not in the right position. Okay. So press firmly in and then just squeeze your eyes. And this time, unlike when you're doing the eye exercise in Series 1, you're actually squeezing the orbicularis oculi. Okay? So as you squeeze, you can squeeze in with that big muscle that's situated around your eye. Now, what's really important with this, though, is that if you find this area, the procerus area, wrinkling, just hold it back a bit with your forefinger. So with the tips of your finger, just pull it apart gently, and gently, don't stretch it apart, just pull them apart gently, and then squeeze. What is really important about this exercise is that you do it in front of the mirror, as with all of the exercises when you're learning. And I've suggested that for the last, how many years have I had the channel? I'm coming up for 8 years now. So I've suggested for 8 years to do it in front of the mirror. And it is really important that you do that so that you can see where things are going wrong. And just as a point in case, I remember one day I was doing my exercises, and I lay in bed when I do mine, and I thought I'd better just go check just to see what I'm doing. And when I went and checked, I was doing exactly the same. I actually got out of bed with my fingers on my eyes, and as I was squeezing, I was doing this sort of thing. And I was horrified, absolutely horrified. So this is where I learned that you need to be doing and checking in front of the mirror periodically, because you do fall into bad habits. So let's try this again. So you can see how my fingers are placed? and I'm squeezing my eyes. Now, all of your finger here is to be placed onto your face, and it is to be held firmly on your face. As I mentioned, you can't have your finger up like this when you're doing the exercise. This is called the orbicularis oculi. In this exercise, you are exercising that muscle, and that's the muscle you need to be concentrating on when you're doing it. Okay? And you need to have your hand completely over the muscle. The other thing that's really important about this, and another tip that I can give you, is that when you've got your finger inside, is that when you've got your knuckle isolating the crow's feet, you need to press it very firmly into that, nestle it into the crow's area. And when you are closing your eye, okay, you're doing this sort of thing, don't squeeze it so hard that you're stretching this area. Because if you stretch that area, again, I'll get Dorian, don't squeeze it so hard that you're stretching in here, okay? Because you'll feel it. That's F-E-E-L, feel. Sorry, my accent again. You'll feel it because it'll feel like it's stretching. So if that area here is stretching or burning in any sensation or in any way, this means that you are pushing too hard with the exercise and you need to back off. But you've obviously, once you know how to do it, once your brain sort of figures out those pathways of how to do the exercise, you'll get it. But you do need to watch the videos over. You can't just watch them like a couple of times. You do actually need to watch the videos again because you need to refresh yourself on how to do the exercises. These are all the techniques on how to do them so that when you go to apply your exercises to your face, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very big program, this program, and it does take time to learn it and to study it. The other thing is that when you subscribe to the channel, you'll get all the updates. So make sure to subscribe, please, because that way you'll be updated all the time. The program does change over time, and it's really important that you stick to the program, and that's where you'll get your success. Look, you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time. Bye.